Hi, my name's Steve and welcome to the Seaside Allotment channel, and I thought I'd just make a quick video about what it's like to be self-sufficient in veg and increasingly seasonal fruit. Now, I'm just sitting in the polytunnel at the moment, chilling out. I'm waiting for a compost delivery, and so I'm filling my time making a few videos. Now, so actually deciding to be self-sufficient in veg is the best thing we ever did as gardeners. So when we started off, we had no aspirations of being self-sufficient. It was just, seemed like an impossible dream. And in the first year, we still had to buy loads of stuff. We bought loads of carrots, bought beetroot, spring onions, beans, all sorts of stuff, over winter to keep us going. But in the second year and the third year, we've pretty much, in the second year we did manage to scrape through pretty much as self-sufficient. In the third year, it's been wonderful. But it's made gardening so much more interesting for me because when you can just go into the shops and buy stuff and you realise how cheap it is to buy stuff, and of course the quality is actually pretty good, then you sometimes start thinking, well, why am I bothering spending all this time growing this amazing cauliflower when I can just go into Aldi and buy one for 79 pence. But as soon as you stop buying anything from the shops, that cauliflower is like gold. It's just like, you're so proud of this cauliflower that you've grown. And it's the same with everything, basically. Everything becomes just so much more exciting. The other thing is, because you have to eat seasonally. Now, again, that has quite a few nice effects. I mean, one thing is you just really look forward to things. So there, behind me, there are runner beans, and we've just started, like last week we started harvesting the runner beans. We haven't had beans for, since October probably, November probably, something like that. And so I've really, I didn't miss them to start off with, so I went for quite a few weeks and months rather, not missing them. But by about March I was like, I'd really like some beans. But of course I'm self-sufficient in veg, so I didn't go buy any. Really cheap to buy and convenient to buy them, but I didn't, and so I've been really looking forward to them, and so I'm really excited now to be harvesting them in abundance. But also it gives me this really great challenge, because I want to grow things earlier now and extend the season, so I want to grow later and grow earlier. And I'm pretty pleased with getting runner beans in at the beginning of June, but obviously I want to do better than that, and it's the same with potatoes. I want new potatoes all the way through the year. New potatoes are really healthy and really tasty, and everybody loves them, but we had 2 months when we didn't have new potatoes. We didn't have any. We pretty much ran out in February of the ones that we grew as Christmas potatoes, and we didn't have new ones until April. So we had February and March without new potatoes, and so I'm determined, to really try to get new potatoes through the whole of the year. And so it's just this continual amazing challenge of how to grow stuff earlier and later. So it's really given me, kept my interest going, and I think it's kind of infinite, really, the amount of experiments you can do to try and find ways to grow stuff through the season. We had tomatoes in March. I think definitely had them in April anyway. And so I've got this technique now for growing tomatoes really, really early. And it was just a bit of an experiment, but I'm going all in on it next year. Same with the potatoes. We've got potatoes in April, really keen to get those potatoes in March and next year. So generally speaking, it's been really good. Now, one of the things we decided is that we wouldn't just grow for the freezer, and we don't really like frozen food by comparison with fresh food. It's just not the same, and we don't have a huge amount of freezer space either. We've only got 2 small freezers. So that's been a fantastic decision as well, because obviously we're eating amazing quality fresh food, And of course, when you can't go buy from the shops, quality becomes so important as well. And so it's really helped me to up my game to create, really top quality foods. And the other thing is, it's really inspired me to do more tracking. And so I've done loads of work on this database, over winter on rainy days, and designed this database that allows me to track all my varieties and capture all the knowledge that I've got, which is not that great, about how to grow all year round. And I've got a sowing log that's giving me loads of data about what worked and what didn't work. And I've got my first harvest database and last harvest databases that tell me, what things I got on what dates, so I can compete with myself in future years to try and get things earlier and later. So that's been really inspiring. I've really enjoyed doing that. So yeah, it's just, I highly recommend it. It does take a bit of effort and a bit of planning, but I will admit, what I'm trying to do is put all of my knowledge about how to do this, which I must admit is not that great at the moment. But as I build that knowledge, I'm putting it all into this database and the videos that I'm creating and blog posts and things like that. So it will all be available to share as to how to grow really beautiful fresh food all year round with a little bit of strategic freezing and dehydrating and preserving, canning and the like, to complement that. And yeah, it's been pretty wonderful. So I hope you found that interesting, and I'd love to get feedback from other people who are playing the self-sufficiency game and see, how far you've gone, what approach you've taken, what have you discovered anything really, like a secret thing that not many people know about that would really make a difference. And I'll just share a couple of those with you. So one of them is field beans, that really got to fill the gap for spinach leaves between December and February. And so, one of my secrets, I guess, I could call it a secret, is that, what I try to do is have one thing from every kind of type of veg at every time of the year. So I'll talk about two of those. So I'll talk about spinach leaves to start off with. So we start off over winter, we're growing field beans and we're pinching the tops out of the field beans, and they make a beautiful spinach substitute in everything. So salads, stir fries, steamed, whatever you want. And then obviously we have true spinach, overwintered true spinach in February. And then we have non-overwintered true spinach in March, April, May. And we're just finishing basically our true spinach in February, in June rather. And then in June, July, August, September and into October we have New Zealand spinach. And we also have chard and stuff like that. And then we transition over to true spinach again, and that fills the gap again until we're back onto field bean tops. So that's how we do spinach. And we also try to have a floret of at least one floret, and sometimes lots of different types of florets. So the year will start probably with purple sprouting broccoli, and we'll be eating that in December. And then we'll have calabrese, and then we'll have Romanesco cauliflowers in January and February, and then we'll also have calabrese in February and March, April, May, and then we switch back to calabrese again at the back end of the year, and then we'll have cauliflowers in April, May, June, and we're pretty much sort of finishing the cauliflowers then, and we'll have cauliflowers again in September and all the way through winter. And we'll have Aztec broccoli in July and August and September. And so, basically we always have some sort of floret. And obviously what I'm forgetting is all of the kale florets, and you know, they're wonderful as well. So yeah, I'll pop some pictures up, I think, of all the different types of florets that we have all through the year. And we do loads of season extension sort of experiments with florets to get them all the way through the year, and as much variety as we can, because we absolutely love them, all of the different brassica family flowers, really wonderful. So yeah, I think with that I'll call it a day, because I could ramble on forever, but yeah, self-sufficiency, it's a game. Obviously we're not really self-sufficient just in veg. Needs a bit of time, needs a bit of planning, but making that commitment was the key thing. Until I made that commitment, when I was still buying stuff from the shops, it wasn't inspiring, it wasn't really firing me up. But as soon as I made that commitment to only eat what I grow, wow, did it make a big difference for me. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you soon.